I think Paris-Roubaix is for sure a hard race.
Entire group of 18 going to go full on now.
But Flanders is hard, Gent-Wevelgem's hard, the Tour's hard. They're all hard in their own way. This race particular is more about luck, is more about being in the right place at the right time, is more about working as a team, bringing everything together.
And the paint fighting to try and stay in here with Bastianelli.
It's a different race and it really can highlight riders that are just insanely strong that maybe we haven't seen before. These riders that can do extraordinary efforts. I don't know if anyone loves this race. I'm Megan Chard and I'm a sport director for the women's team. I was a swimmer before I was a cyclist, and the swimming pool was next door to the velodrome. And I remember when I was younger, I used to walk across to the velodrome to watch the racing and stuff. And then my parents took me to do a taster course, and then I got into cycling like that. But none of my family are cyclists. No one really knew anything. So when I started, there was sort of no help, no guidance until I joined the local club. I think it gives you a baseline advantage because, yeah, you know the sport. But you can never really prepare for the challenges of this job. I would describe my job as a puzzle, and the most difficult thing is putting everything together. Also with everyone watching you, like we're at the highest level of women's cycling now, so everyone sees everything. Before you go to the race, you have to look into the overall logistics of everything. So we're looking into where the riders come from, where they're going to, what dates they need to be there, or if we need to do recons, if hotels need to be booked, how long they need to be booked for, if we have two races close together, how we get the bikes from one place to another, how we get the vehicles from one place to another, where we do the staff changes. It is quite a puzzle. It's quite hectic, but when it comes together, it's quite satisfying. Then you come to the race, you have to go into the race preparation, looking at the courses, doing the research. These are the first time at these World Tour races, so I'm doing the extra research as well. I'm watching like 3 editions of each race, looking into the men's race, seeing if there's any similarities, making the race presentations, the daily planners, the pickups, drop-offs, telling staff what they have to do, and then you get to the race where that's actually the easy part. You're driving in the convoy or on the radio or both. Being young has its advantages and disadvantages. For example, my colleagues have done the races tens of times, whereas I've only done them once. For me, it's just an extra motivation. Like, I have to work harder, I have to do more preparation. I'm looking into things that maybe they didn't look into because they thought they already knew it, or maybe the peloton's changed and I'm thinking about it in a different way. But then it's really great to be surrounded by the people that do have the experience too, because they can give you an insight that I would never have got because I've not done the races before. Today's going to be a hard day on the bike. I think we all know it's going to be, but we have to fight and we have to just bounce back and we have to try again and just don't give up.
On continue avec cette Cabrille sur la Flanders d'Allemande, sur le Benettour également, Nina Kessler.
This race favours the brave and you have to embrace the chaos. It's so important. We're not going to give up today. If you crash, if you're in the gutter, absolutely head over heels, suffering all day, you just have to keep going, because the real story is you actually don't know where you are in the race. You don't know what's going on ahead of you. We need to just fight and fight some more all day. I saw this quote yesterday actually, and it said, "Operate in darkness, knowing you're lighting the path for someone else." You just shouldn't be afraid to ask for opportunities.
I was lost for you.
I've had Lots of people ask me, like, how did you get where you are? What can I do? Sometimes you just have to, you need to make your own opportunities. You need to ask people for help. You need to ask people for their advice. Like, don't be afraid of these things. Everyone that's coming to the start line today is an equal. Everyone's got their own story. Everyone's going to be there with their own thing, but everyone on the start line is equal. Jess, you've done this race twice now. You've been part of history. You've been part of the team 12 years. Letty, look at where you was 12 months ago and how far you've come now. Now you're top 10 in races. Nina, 1 week ago, you were suffering, wasn't feeling great on the bike, and now you're in some like exceptional form. Pate, how? Look where you've come in the last 12 months, and now you're on the start line of Paris-Roubaix. Like, it's insane. Tennille, Jesus, January, you were on your first ride. Like, we should be looking at Tennille, we should be looking at these girls and just being like, look at the history that we're doing, look at this what we've pulled together here. It's great. So we just have to go out there, we have to fight, we set the tone for the rest of the year. We don't need to give up in this race, and we don't need to be defeated either. As the years go on, I think I just gain more experience every year. I meet more people, I spend more time at the races. So in 10 years, I think I'll just be at more of an advantage than where I am now. So if I can do the job well this year, I can for sure do the job well in 10 years' time.
Yeah, you did it! This is just my target race coming back. So I thought you were saying it's just something in my eye.
Oh, before races, I really enjoy a very relaxed environment. We're focused on the task at hand, but relaxed environment, happy vibes. I really work well with that. I get nervous in a good way. I get really excited. So I embrace each race as a moment to learn and continue progressing.
Ready? Ready? Let's go!
4, 3, 2, 1, et c'est parti!
Oh, I think it's going to be a really hectic day. I'm excited it's a day where you don't give up, so that suits me and suits the team. We're really, we dig deep. Yeah, it's gonna be a day to remember, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. It's my first Roubaix, so keen to hit it.
For this race, they've added a big road section that we've not had previous years, and it's allowed for a sort of different type of race compared to previous years. So we can plan to be in early breakaways, we can plan a bit different than rather just going into the cobble section and just seeing how it goes out. With the team especially now, it would be great to have some people up the road, some people that the race can then come to. Actually, going into the race, I thought it was just another race, and then I started to look at it in more detail. Did the recon a few days ago, and I think it is actually going to be pretty hectic. Like, things that come naturally now, like driving in the convoy, for example. I've never done a race with almost 30k of cobbles. Suddenly we're like, oh, how do you actually drive in the convoy? Ready to give a spare bike if something goes wrong. It's like, no, we're actually 3k back. You need to ride forward or walk forward or do something 500 meters because our mechanic's there with a spare wheel or something like this. Like, it's
the defending champion. Longo Borghini and Kopecky.
It's super hectic, and it's such a different approach to every other race.
18 rider group, Amber Pate fighting to try and stay in here. So Bastianelli, Longo Borghini, Kopecky left, Georgie. Then you Jackson Dream finish for EF Education. Timko has 5 for Georgie, and Lotte Kopecky sprint out from the group behind. But the Canadian, the Dream finish, the queen of the classics, crowns yet another champion.
Oh, it's so fucking hard.
What a weapon.
I'm absolutely ruined. I was ruined at halfway. The goal goal was to be aggressive early. In the first 60k, that was my absolute priority. I gave it everything, made the right decisions, and was also aware of when the key break would go. Everybody there, we worked really hard today. The whole break was really committed, and my legs were very, very tired by the end, but I knew this race suited me because I'm a real fighter and that's what it was about. So to have a top 20 for my first Roubaix and first year in the peloton is really exciting. I also think that, you know, there's a lot more positive to come, and completely stuck to the plan and everyone rode brilliantly. So yeah, this has got to be the highlight of the season so far. As well. I'm really happy with that. I know it would have been great to do better, but I just did absolutely the best I possibly could do today. I could have not given anything more.
Get your mojo back. This morning we were talking about how proud you are to be here, and then you were actually going for the win then.
I know, I was really happy with that.
Do you love Roubaix?
Yeah.
Team plan, man.
Yeah.
Worked like a treat.
On point.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Hungry for more?
Yeah, it was just like, you just got to keep riding, because like, comes out. What?
It was awesome. Nothing's going to feel better than a beer and barbecue after Roubaix.
Yeah, man.
Look at my tight ass hand. Look at that. Look at that.
Me and Maddie are gonna get comfy.